Good friends. So try to recall what we had done just in a previous session, I guess the first session only. We had completed net present value. We'll see some other complications of it in some time to come. We have also seen the profitability index, which is just a twin brother of NPV. Both the formulas are looking quite similar, only the interpretation would change a bit. Now we are going to see the IRR method. First of all, I should explain you what does this IRR mean. One second, please. The file is opening. Good. So IRR stands for the internal rate of return. Internal rate of return. Now, what is this internal? What is this rate of return? See, while calculating the net present value, the expected rate of return was given to you and you were commenting that whether the expected rate of return is satisfied or not satisfied, right? And based on that, you were accepting or rejecting the project. But what if I don't tell you that expected rate of return? I just tell you that these are my cash inflows and outflows. What is the exact rate of return you are getting from this project? Let's see the question of NPV again. Try to see all the questions of NPV were containing this particular provision of required rate of return. In the second example we took, it was 9%. In the earlier example we had taken, it was 13%. Based on that, we were commenting that whether the project should be accepted or not, right? But friends, what if I tell you that what is the exact rate of return you have got from this project in percentage? If I assume that these are going to be my cash inflows and outflows, it's pretty much understood that at 13%, the first project was rejected because it was not satisfying 13%. Then what was the exact rate of return from that? Similarly, in the last question we had taken, we could see that 9% was easily satisfied. We had accepted the project. But what is the exact rate of return I have got from this? Return will not be given to you. Will not be given. In fact, we are finding this rate of return only. Now the question arises, I'll come to the calculation aspect of it in some time. The question arises that, sir, how do we take decision now based on this? Say the exact rate of return from a project comes around 10%. Now you tell me, how do you take the decision based on this? Obviously, you will try to compare this rate of return with some benchmark rate of return. In the same industry, for a similar kind of a project, if other players are getting say 11%, then at least this much of requirement you may have, right? So you will see that whether your rate of return is more than a benchmark return in the industry or not. That is way number one. Another perspective to decide the acceptance and rejection criteria based on IRR is you compare it with your cost of finance. In other words, you can say KO. In other words, you can say WACC. Whatever the sources of finance you have taken, no, you compare it with WACC. At least The cost of finance should be satisfied from your project, right? See, my cost of finance is right now 12%. At this rate of return, I have taken the money from various sources of finance. At least this much of expected rate of return should be satisfied from a project. There may be another way to interpret it like this, first you compare it with the benchmark. If it is falling below the benchmark, you may straight away come to a conclusion. But if you are unable to find a benchmark and you are not able to see that what can be the rate of return expected in the similar industry for similar kind of a project, if that is unable to be found, then you may compare it with your own cost of finance, which may be WACC. At least your IRR should be higher than your cost of finance in case nothing is given to you. Right? So now another question arises from your side, that sir, how to find this IRR? How to find the internal rate of return? Now try to understand what I'm saying. NPV का interpretation आप कैसे करते थे? If NPV is positive, then that means required return is satisfied, right? That can also be interpreted like actual rate of return from the project, actual return from the project is more than required return from a project. Then only NPV can be positive, right? Yes or no? Similarly, if NPV is negative, at that time, what you were concluding? That, sir, required rate of return is not satisfied. In other words, I can also say it like the actual rate of return is lesser than required rate. Now I'll be taking these two statements and I'll be building a formula of IRR from this. Try to understand. I'm taking you step by step very logically. Two things are established. That, sir, if NPV is positive, let me use a different color. Just give me a second. So, sir, if NPV is positive, that means the actual rate of return is more than required rate of return. If NPV is negative, then actual rate of return is lesser than required rate of return. Let's put these two arguments in the back of your mind and try to see another step, which will be followed. Now, sir, I can also conclude it from here that IRR is a rate where NPV is 0. Try to understand it very logically. जो लोग सोए हैं उनको नहीं समझ में आएगा, थोड़ा सा जगना पड़ेगा बेटा इसके लिए. NPV positive tells you, I am reiterating that, NPV positive tells you that actual rate of return is higher than required rate of return. NPV negative tells you that actual rate of return is lesser than required rate of return. So I can also conclude it like, if NPV is 0, in whatever the cash inflows and outflows are given to me, so IRR is a rate where NPV becomes 0. Now what is this NPV? Now NPV is basically PVCI minus PVCO equal to 0. So I can also call it like PVCI equal to PVCO. So IRR is a rate where PVCI becomes equal to PVCO. That can also be concluded. Try to see, I am giving you hell lot of many interpretations of this IRR. IRR, in a very simple layman understanding, it's the actual rate of return. IRR is a rate of return where NPV becomes 0. IRR is a rate of return where PVCI becomes equal to PVCO. Now we will do a reverse engineering to see that what is a rate where PVCI is becoming equal to PVCO. At least this much of equation we can find mathematically. I want to find a rate where PVCI becomes equal to PVCO. As simple as that. Now here Excel can give you the answers just in a few seconds, but mathematically you will have to use a concept called interpolation over here. Now when do you use the interpolation? When you use this try and error method, So first you will take one rate where NPV will be positive. Now sir, which rate will take? Now that's entirely up to you. You may take 5%, 10%, 15, 20, whatever you want to. And we will take another rate where NPV will be negative. Now that's entirely our own assumption, We may start it with 10, we may start it with 15, 20. Now there is no specific benchmark given by any book. But generally, we will start it with 10%. Why? In order to maintain the uniformity among all the students, because some people may start it with 5, some will start it with 15, and higher the gap between this R1 and R2 will be, higher the approximation will be. So your answer will be far away from the actual answer if there is too much difference between R1 and R2. So you should find the R1 and R2 accordingly, where the NPV is slightly higher than 0 and NPV is slightly lower than 0. If you are able to find this two rate, then you can use a formula of interpolation, a mathematical concept of interpolation, where we try to see that where the actual rate of rate may be falling. So how you use the formula of interpolation? It can also be stated like interpolation method. So IRR equal to rate 1 plus NPV at rate 1 divided by NPV at rate 1 minus NPV at rate 2 in bracket multiplied by in bracket R2 minus R1. This is the IRR interpolation. A very simple meaning. Let me just again conclude it to you. I wanna go it entirely logical. I don't want to rectify this. Rectify करने से कुछ मिलने वाला है नहीं. You should be absolutely clear with the analytical aspects. So my friends, let me give you one example. Say at R1, the NPV is, and R1 is 10%. NPV is 10,000. Positive. A hypothetical example. Then there is a R2 which is 15%, where NPV is say minus 3,000. So you can at least comment that your actual rate of return will be somewhere between 10 to 15%. I can also say it like it is more than 10% and it is lesser than 15%. So I can at least establish that, sir, my actual rate of return is falling somewhere between 10 to 15%. Right? Because higher you take this rate of return, lower and lower the NPV will be. More and more discounting rate you take, lower and lower NPV will be. It can also be an MCQ that if you increase the discounting rate, whether the NPV will increase or decrease. So NPV will definitely decrease if you increase your discounting rate. So I can at least establish from this that, sir, my actual rate of return is falling somewhere between 10 to 15%. Now, from this I can comment, let's say, to reach from 10,000 to minus 3,000, so that is somewhere around 13,000. To reach from 10,000 to 3,000, which is a movement of 13,000, so 13,000 movement is taking place at 5% increase in rate. Then I want just 10,000 of movement because I want the NPV to be 0. And if I want the NPV to be 0, then 10,000 should be reduced from the current level of 10, right? I want a movement just to be 10,000, then what will be a rate which may be increased? 5% is causing a movement of 13,000 in the NPV. How? Try to see that. From 10,000 you are reaching to minus 3,000. So that is a movement of 13,000. So if you increase your rate by 5%, then the NPV is affected by 13,000. But I want my NPV to be affected only by 10,000. Then I can reach to NPV of 0. Then how much change should be there in my rate of return? So if you do like this, no, then you will reach to this formula. So in a shortcut way, you may directly start using this formula. So that will be your internal rate of return. Please rectify this. IRR, I am again telling that R1 plus NPV at R1 divided by NPV at R1 minus NPV at R2 multiplied by R2 minus R1. And it is always advisable to take R1 where the NPV is positive. So you find the two rates first of all. At one rate the NPV should be positive, at another rate the NPV should be negative. So R1 will be taken as the NPV, so a rate where the NPV is positive, and R2 will be taken as a rate where the NPV will be negative. Now there are few other formulas built as well. Every professor, everyone customize it a bit, but I have customized it like this. Some people also use the formula of PVCI, PVCO, but I feel that this formula is the easiest to understand and this formula is easiest to apply as well, and that is applicable to every situations and circumstances. Once that is clear conceptually, if you have understood this mathematical relationship, then I can move ahead. May I have a confirmation from the chat box, please, that you are crystal clear till now, all of you? Received it from Mr. Vishal, Ms. Urja, Mr. Dhaval, Mr. Mohit as well. Nice to see. I hope everyone else is getting this correctly without any doubt or query. Okay, now let's go to a question we'll be able to understand in a better way. Don't worry. Please take a snap of this. We'll start with this question. Mr. Bunny wants to live his Jawani to the fullest. Anyway, उनको जो करना है वो करे, हमें क्यों बता रहा है भाई? तेरे को उड़ना है, कूदना है, घूम जाना है, जो भी करना है कर. Hence, he wants to invest in one business where his presence will not be required much. ये भाई को बहुत दौड़ना, कूदना, उड़ना है, तो ये कोई ऐसे बिजनेस में इन्वेस्ट करना चाहते हैं ₹60 लाख वापरने के लिए दे रही है, अच्छी बात है, उसकी फ्रेंड है, कोई बात नहीं, हमें क्या प्रॉब्लम है भाई. He is expecting the following cash inflows from this business. So cash inflows are given to you year 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Amounts are given. What is the IRR of this project? That is the requirement number 1. Number 2, provided Miss Neina charges 10% interest on her money, should Mr. Bunny still invest in this project? Well, we'll see that later on, don't worry. First of all, our requirement is we want to find the IRR. So I told you that first rate you will all be assuming will be 10%. So part 1, NPV at 10%. That will be taken first. Now based on 10%, we will see that whether we are supposed to increase or decrease to reach to NPV of 0, you know. So let's first find the NPV at 10%. NPV equal to PVCI minus PVCO. So we are aware about PVCI. PVCO will anyway be 60 lakhs rupees only, because that's been spent right now in present, so it's a present value only. So only PVCI will take place. So your cash inflow, discounting factor, and you multiply discounting factor with cash inflow, you get PV. How many years are there, sir? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Let me remove this, please. PVCO is anyway 60 lakhs straight away given, so we are just finding the PVCI. What is the cash inflow? 12, 13, 21. Then we'll have 14 and 9. So let's find the discounting factor at 10%, because right now we are taking R as 10%. So 1 divided by 1.10, 0.9091. What do we get for second one? 0.8246 if I'm not wrong. मैंने रट लिया है 10% वाले, तो मेरे तो रट लिया है 8246. फिर क्या आता है बताओ बेटा कोई? Anyone?
$0.7513.
7513. Good. Next one. सिर्फ इक्वल टू प्रेस करना है और कुछ नहीं है.
830.
बेटा एक बताओ कोई. 6830. Is everyone getting the same answer? Please check it out.
6209.
6209. And the last one.
5644.
5644. Others may cross verify this, please, everyone. If you find any significant difference, please let me know quickly. Yes, please.
Hello, sir. Sir, in second it is 0.8264.
अच्छा 46 नहीं 64 है, कोई बात नहीं. Okay, so please multiply the discounting factor and cash inflow. I do not want this all. You can just give me straight away the final one, PVCI, total of this. Now you should be habituated with this, huh? We have done it quite a few times now. तो अब तो हर एक के दिमाग में घुस गया होगा कैसे करना है, क्या करना है. Practice makes man perfect, you know. Some feminist would be like, sir, men practice should be making the person perfect, right? But मैं क्या करूं बेटा, इन लोगों ने ऐसी कहावत बनाई है, तो ideally it should be practice makes a person perfect. Earlier, the systems were male chauvinist and male patriotic in nature, so now we are facing the issues because of that. Anyway, a practice makes a person perfect. That should be a right one. PVCI क्या आ रहा है? Miss Urja is getting 63, 27, 700. Others may please cross verify that. Are you getting any answer different from this? 62, 29. दर्शिता का 29 तो यार तो 2000 का फर्क है, थोड़ा सा ज्यादा फर्क है. और कोई बताओ? $632, 9301. So Darshita is near to the right answer. 632, 63 lakhs 29,000. 301. लेकिन यहाँ पे कहानी खत्म नहीं होती. We are supposed to find the NPV. So NPV equal to 63, 29, 301 minus PVCO of how much? What's going to be the cost of this project? 60 lakhs rupees. So PVCO is going to be 60 lakhs. So my NPV shall be 329,301. Well, now you tell me, if I want to reduce this NPV to 0, then whether I should increase my rate or decrease my rate. Who will tell me? Chalo batao.
Increase.
Okay, Miss Urja is saying increase. Others? What's your opinion? Mr. Mohit is also saying we should increase the rate. Anyone else? Mr. Jigar is saying try 15. Very true. That means we should increase, no? Miss Priska is also saying increase. Very true. So if we want to reduce this NPV, then we should increase the rate. Say if this NPV would have been negative, I'm just taking the hypothetical example. I try to understand. If this NPV would have been negative, we want to reach to 0. So that means we should increase the NPV. So if we want to increase the NPV, then the discounting rate should be further lower down. So we will take say 5% as rate 2. But right now the NPV is positive. We want to reach to 0 because we want the IRR, right? Where the NPV becomes 0. So if we want to make it 0 from 3,29,000, that means we should increase our rate. Now again, a question arises that, sir, by what magnitude we should increase it? Some people may take it 2, some people may take it 3, 4, I mean 12, 13, 14. So let's make it a rule. I mean, there is no such rule in the books of financial management, but just to maintain the uniformity in our calculations, we will take it like we will always move by 5%. We will always move by 5% as far as this class is concerned, just to maintain a uniformity in on our calculations, because if someone will be taking 14%, then answers will be slightly different, obviously, because it's an approximation. This interpolation is known as the approximation. You don't get the exact rate of return. It will slightly be here and there from the exact rate of return. So some may take 12, some may take 13, 14. So let's make it a rule. We will always move by 5% at the upside or 5% at downside. So part 2. NPV at 15%. Same table, everything same. Now though it's monotonous, let's find the NPV over there now. I'm just writing it for your sake. Good. So only change will be the discounting factor, 1 divided by 1.15. Please do it and let me know what are the discounting factors coming there. Now you may just carry on with your own calculations. I'll do it. Don't worry. Okay, so the first discounting factor is 0.8696, then 0.7561, then the next one is 0.6575, then 0.5717, 0.4972, 0.4323. So let's multiply the inflows and discounting factor. We get the PVCI. What do we get as a PVCI? Can someone tell me, please? So PVCI is coming 5495,818. 5495,818. Let's see how many of you have got the same answer. You may put there in a chat box, please. Okay, 5495,880. Mr. Mohit is quite near to right answer. Even Miss Urja is quite near to right answer. Good. So negative NPV we have got at rate 2. NPV at R2 will be PVCI minus PVCO, right? So equal to 5495,818 minus PVCO is how much? 60 lakhs. So equal to minus 5,04,182. Now to use this interpolation formula, I told you that one rule shall be satisfied. At one rate, you should get the positive NPV. At another rate, you should get the negative NPV. So we have taken two rates where positive and negative NPVs are found, right? So now we may use the formula. I'm writing it again in IRR equal to R1 plus NPV at R1 divided by NPV at R1 minus NPV at R2 multiplied by R2 minus R1. So rate 1 will be taken always a rate where you have found the positive NPV. So that will be taken 10%. So 0.10 plus NPV at R1. What do we get at R1? I guess 329, 301, right? That is to be divided by NPV at R1 minus NPV at R2. So 329, 301 minus. Now do not forget that NPV at R2 is also in minus. So minus 504 182 multiplied by R2 minus R1. So R2 is 0.15 minus R1 is 0.10. Okay, let me simplify this further. 0.10 plus 329, 301 divided by, now minus minus becomes plus. If you open up the bracket, यहाँ पे ही तो बच्चे मिस्टेक करते हैं, वो माइनस में एनपीवी डाल देते हैं. अरे मेरे भाई, माइनस माइनस प्लस हो जाएगा. What do we get as a denominator there? Can someone tell me please?
833482.
One person has got the IRR as well. Amazing. Nice to see. I'm unable to get your voice. Is my voice audible to everyone there? Okay. So one person was saying, no, 833. Let me do it. फाइव 182 है भैया. 504182. We get 833483. Good. And that will be multiplied by 0.05. So as per the Bhagu-Sabha-Bodmas theorem, let's have the division first and then we'll have a multiplication. पहले भागाकार फिर गुणाकार आता है. So 329,301 divided by 833.
.39509.
Okay. So 0.39509 multiplied with 0.05. So equal to 0.10 plus let's have a multiplication first, then we'll do the addition, right?
0.1975.
0.1975 नहीं 0.19 0.019 आएगा. देखो एक बार.
Yes, sir. 0197.
हाँ 0.019 आ रहा है ना. एक बार फिर से देख लो, ठीक है. 0.39509 multiplied by 0.05. So you get 0.019755. Good. So let's add that in 0.10. So that will be your IRR. That's coming somewhere around 0.1197. So you can also write it like 11.97%. So that is the exact rate of return you have got from this project, my friends. That's where the NPV is becoming 0. That's where the PVCI is becoming PVCO. 11.97%. Now that is again an approximate answer, maybe slightly different from the exact answer, maybe somewhere around 11.8 may be a right answer, because that's an approximation. You know, lower and lower gap you will be having, no, between these two rates, more and more accurate answer you will have. But that's perfectly fine. Just to maintain the uniformity in the class, I want my students to be process driven. Systematically, everyone should be either increasing the rate 2 by 5% or will be decreasing the rate 2 by 5%, so that all of us answer will not be mismatching a lot. Okay, so that's gonna be our IRR. We'll see few more questions on IRR and other capital budgeting techniques in the next session. It's already 11:41 right now. So let me complete this. Yes, Mr. Johnson. So for this rate, we use try and error. Absolutely correct. Now in try and error, one condition is to be satisfied, that at one rate, you should have positive NPV. At another rate, you should have negative NPV. If you get this, then this formula will be straight away applicable. Is it clear, Mr. Johnson? That's awesome. Thank you so much. So please put your enrollment number as a mark of your attendance for the day. That's it from my side as far as this session is concerned. We have one more session at 2:30 today. Some people will be like, sir, कितने session लेते हो आप? क्या करें? FM इतना समय लेता है तो आप ही बताओ क्या करें? Okay, bye bye. Take care. See you all in the next session.
Sir,
Yes.
sir, can you display that Excel sheet? I want to take a click of it. Theory section.
Theory section. अच्छा ये वाला.
Yes, this one.
हाँ, ये एक्सेल स्क्रीन में आपको पूरा शेयर कर दूंगा ऊर्जा, लेकिन ठीक है कोई बात नहीं, अभी ले लो तो आपको क्या अभी काम आ जाए. ठीक है.
Yes, sir.
ऊपर करूँ थोड़ा सा?
नहीं सर,
दो
आ गया.
आ गया ना? हाँ ठीक है, चलो.
Yes, sir.
Good.
Yes, sir. Okay. Thank you.
Okay, चलो, take care. Please don't forget to put your enrollment number, everyone.